Hello everyone. We are just some hours before the start of the second test match of New Zealand versus West Indies. It's going to be quite a good match because first test match against all odds, like West Indies batted more than 100 overs. They drawn the test match because it is often said draw is as good as a win. But for New Zealand, the problems are very deep if you look at because there's no Nathan Smith, there is no Matt Henry, there is no Mitchell Santner. A couple of debutants might make their first appearance in the red ball game. It's going to be quite an entertaining game, and also the what you call the pitch, which is expected is going to be very fast and greenish surface. Fast bowlers will dominate. West Indies, as usual, will rely on their fast bowler Kemar Roach, and the batting department. Roshan Chase is there, Shea Hope is there. Justin Greaves has emerged as a good player, like his 202 runs knock, like he was the cusp of a record win against New Zealand, but West Indies opted for a draw, which is also acceptable. Why to take risk when you can also be happy with the draw? So in the panels, like it's past midnight, we are all awake. We have got Ayan Chatterjee, Anup Konnur sir, and AyushShekhar and HarshaPullur. So, and first of all, we start with you. A very important game for New Zealand because it's their only second game, but it's against a not so strong team. Like West Indies, they can falter. Like even against a second string team, they can falter. But what do you think? Like West Indies now have got the self belief because see, in India's second test match, they also played a little bit good cricket. The batter John Campbell smashed a century, and now this time this Shea Hope and Justin Greaves smashed centuries. You think like West Indies can surprise themselves, and they can win a test match because they have got the self belief back. But New Zealand, like a lot of players are absent. Glenn Phillips will be back. He can also roll his arm, the part-time spinner. New Zealand needs to take wickets now. It's getting complicated for them since there is no Bolt, no Saudi. All of a sudden, and Jamieson is also injured, coming back yes and go. So, what do you think? Like, it's going to be a good match because West Indies, if they win, it will be history. So, what's your take?
It will be an important match for both teams, for both West Indies and New Zealand. New Zealand in particular, because there's an opportunity for New Zealand to get points and go up the table because these are winnable games. Now, the problem for New Zealand is in the injury department. They've got a lot of injuries. Tom Blundell, the wicketkeeper, has been ruled out due to hamstring. Mitchell Hay is expected to make Test debut, although Tom Latham can keep. They don't want Tom to open the batting and keep wickets because that's going to be a bit of an extra burden. So Mitchell Hay could keep. Then Mitchell Santner, as he said, has been ruled out. Nathan Smith has been ruled out. Matt Henry has been ruled out. These three players that we mentioned have been ruled out of the whole series. Now, who have they brought in? They brought in Christian Clark. Now, Christian Clark, let me tell you, I've seen him in the Super Smash and everything, but he's a newcomer. And there is also Michael Ray. He's a newcomer also, of course. So we have to see how those folks go. I think the spearhead of this bowling attack will be Jacob Duffy. I think he's going to be dispirited because he had a good match in the previous game, picked up 8 wickets in the previous game against West Indies. And Zach Fuchs is there. And Blair Tickner will get a chance. I think he's in the squad, so he'll get a chance. They'll welcome back Glenn Phillips. He's a great fielder. Michael Bracewell is there, of course. And they'll also welcome back Daryl Mitchell. So Daryl Mitchell will come back, I think, in place of Will Young. That is one change that is possible. So New Zealand have a lot of injuries to worry about, and they need to sort that out. But saying so, they will still start as favorites against West Indies, I feel, because they're playing at home, Basin Reserve. It's a windy stadium. When the wind blows, it becomes really tough to play there. It's a bowler's paradise generally starting off, so the toss will be important. Whoever wins the toss will bowl first. And if New Zealand bowls first, the West Indies batting again can come a cropper, even against a new look New Zealand attack. For West Indies, the key players will be once again Shea Hope. He'll be the key. As when there is hope for West Indies. When hope fires, there is hope for West Indies. Then, I mean, the others are inconsistent, whether it is John Lane, whether it is, I mean, Tagnan, Chandler Paul, John Campbell, they're very inconsistent. Justin Reeves, he'll be confident after the double turn. And in the bowling, if West Indies get to bowl first in the greeny pitch,
Yes,
in
yes.
the green,
Yeah.
then I think what will happen is Kemar Roach can be the game changer for them. And that will be an interesting spotlight. That will be an interesting thing to see. I mean, Kemar Roach, he will be the key again because the others that are there, they're playing the second or third test, whether it's OJ Shields or Johan Lane or whoever you speak about. So that's going to be batting again. It'll revolve around Hope, who bats at 4. I mean, the top three again is a bit patchy, it's a bit dicey for me. So it's going to be a good game. I think West Indies will give New Zealand a tough fight. But if you ask me, I'll still pick New Zealand as favorites, despite all the predicaments they're facing with the injuries.
Yes.
I'll still pick New Zealand as favorites. But West Indies can pull off a surprise for all we know.
Yes,
So that
because it's quite crystal clear that West Indies can't make it to the WTC final because they've already lost a lot of matches. They lost three against Australia and two against India, but they can spoil the party of other teams. Like, only play six series, it's quite not that many series. And yes, if you look at New Zealand's bowling lineup, no, I don't have that much idea of the fast bowlers. Like, I've heard the names in Plunkett Shield, like Christian Clark, Michael Ray, but it's complete. Like, even West Indies, it will be out of the box for them. Like, who will be bowling and what it will be there. Batting is there. Kane Williamson is there. Daryl Mitchell is there. They can make it up for that. Like, bat one innings, bat around 500, 600 runs. Make sure that you bat only once. But batting is also not like, we should not forget West Indies have Kemar Roach and Jaden Seals. They both can dismantle New Zealand. They have the raw pace, especially Jaden Seals, not Kemar Roach that much. He's 37 years of age. So it's going to be important. So आयुष आपके पास आते हैं अभी वैसे अभी कुछ ही घंटों में मैच स्टार्ट होने वाली है वैसे देखा जाए तो इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइमिंग में मतलब वेस्ट इंडीज मतलब ऐसा कहना पड़ रहा है कि वेस्ट इंडीज के पास चांस है क्योंकि यू नेवर नो अगर टैगनर एंड चंद्रपॉल थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा इंस्पायर हो जाए अपने जो पूज्य पिताजी है उनके मतलब चंद्रपॉल हैड अ वेरी गुड ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड इन वेस्ट न्यूजीलैंड लाइक it's batting out sessions for West Indies. If they can do that, take inspiration from their own work. Because if you look at the batting, no, I've got the squad of West Indies. Like, there is Brandon King. Brandon King might play. It is reports are coming. Alec Athanas is there. He's been at it 2 years or so. Shea Hope, Roston Chase. Actually, मैं तो काफी सरप्राइज हूँ रोस्टन चेस जो बंदा नंबर 4 नंबर 5 पर खेल सकता है आप उसको नंबर 6 पर लाते हो मतलब लोअर मिडिल ऑर्डर में कर दिया है इस सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया समझ में नहीं आता है लेकिन आप क्या चांसेस दोगे वेस्ट इंडीज कुछ है चांस कुछ एक धमाका हो सकता है द ओल्ड कैरिबियन वेस्ट इंडीज जो 70s 80s में थे जो जीतते ही जाते थे ये ड्रॉ कर रहे लेकिन स्टिल ऐसा लगता है कि उम्मीद की किरण है अभी वेस्ट इंडीज के लिए
यस अगर देखा जाए तो वेस्ट इंडीज की टीम पिछले कई समय से अच्छा खेल रहा है लेकिन WTC के फाइनल में जगह नहीं बना पा रहा है कहीं पे जीत मिलती है तो कहीं पे हार मिलती है न्यूजीलैंड का देखें पिछले कई समय से अपने ही घर पे वो भी बहुत स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं चाहे वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ हो चाहे साउथ अफ्रीका की बी साइड आई थी एक बार 2-0 किया था ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने भी 2-0 किया था इंग्लैंड ने भी अच्छा टाइप फाइट दिया था तो न्यूजीलैंड अपने घर में भी बहुत स्ट्रगल कर रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ उनकी बॉलिंग ऐसी है नहीं जैसे एक टाइम पे हुआ करती थी नील वैगनर ट्रेंट बोल्ट साउदी ये सब बॉलर्स हुआ करते हैं अभी के टाइम पे अगर आप देखोगे तो उस तरह के बॉलर है नहीं जो आपको 20 विकेट निकाल के दे दें और रहा सवाल वेस्ट इंडीज का तो ये वही वेस्ट इंडीज की टीम है जो गाबा में ऑस्ट्रेलिया को पहली बार डे नाइट टेस्ट मैच हराया था तो अगर वहां वो हरा सकते हैं तो व्हाई नॉट यहाँ लेकिन कल जो मैच खेला जाएगा कल क्या ऑलमोस्ट अब से 2-3 घंटे बाद जहाँ मैच खेला जा रहा है वहां पे विंडी कंडीशन है जैसा कि आया ने बताया आसान नहीं होगा विजिटिंग टीम के लिए उसको अक्लेमेटाइज करना लेकिन जिस तरह से हमने देखा कि पहले टेस्ट मैच पे अच्छा खासा फाइट दिया था होप कि बाकी इस वाले मैच में और आने वाले मैच में अच्छी फाइट मिले क्योंकि टेस्ट क्रिकेट का मजा तभी आता है जब नेक टू नेक फाइट हो अब एक तरफा फाइट देखोगे तो मजा नहीं आया जो टीम 5 दिन तक ले गई दिल्ली वाले टेस्ट मैच को तो वो किसी भी कंडीशन में जाके किसी को भी टफ फाइट दे सकती है
यस वो तो है लाइक टेस्ट क्रिकेट का मंत्रा ही है वैसे देखा जाए तो कि स्टे देयर 5 दिन है 15 सेशंस है गॉट 15 सेशंस इन 5 days 3 sessions per day so Harsha Pullur will get back to you now so like Kane Williamson is there like we should be fortunate like Kane Williamson is still playing test cricket because his elbow injury always troubles him a lot annoys him we can say But even Tom Latham is there. Even it is assumed that Aaron Mitchell will be back. It's a quite star-studded batting lineup. Like expect centuries from Kane Williamson because the Fab Four is not yet active now because Virat is no longer playing Test cricket. But Kane Williamson is there, always having a smile on his face even after losing whether it's 2019 ODI World Cup. Like going out there, nothing has happened. Like true gentleman of the game, we can say. So be fortunate, I guess, because you never know. This might be the last Test series for Kane Williamson in New Zealand because he's already 36, 36 if I'm not wrong. That is also a huge number in New Zealand Test cricket because they don't play that much cricket. So what's your take on New Zealand's batting lineup? Because Rachin Ravindra is also there, the next superstar for New Zealand cricket team. He has lot of raw potential. He can be the next big thing. So do you expect a century from Kane Williamson or someone like Tom Latham again?
Yeah, basically, Ken Williamson is a member of the Fab Four. Like he will perform consistently comparing to all the Fab Four. Like he can give a very so much, like he can give so much data to the team, like he can perform in every situation. So we can see the 2019 World Cup. So there were the teams like India, Australia, and England, and every strong contenders. But New Zealand make a huge impact in the semifinals to the India because the match has been postponed to another day, second day. So that has been impacted India to play another with new ball. The ball has been seaming and the ball has been swinging in the way. So his captaincy has been a very crucial role there, and his experience was very crucial. But in final, the luck was not with the New Zealand and his captain because the ball has been hit into the helmet and the ball gone to the extra base and England has won there. So basically, Kane Williamson is a very good contender. So he have a stats to hit century tomorrow, like today at 3 a.m. So he's very strong. And another thing, the next coming future, Sachin Ravindra will become a Fab Four member, like from the New Zealand. So he's basically a batting all rounder. Like he can bowl through the left arm and he can bat to the left hand. So he will be a very much impacted. Like, and Tom Latham is very crucial player. I think last match has been did a century or a double of century. I don't know, but I think these three men players will become a New Zealand very strong team by comparing to the West Indies. There are no any experienced player compared to New Zealand team like Kane Williamson, Tom Latham, and Duffy and every bowler. So I think New Zealand is upper and compared to the West Indies. That was the thing.
Yes, Kane Williamson. Like he's also a part of leadership group. There's no need to say because Latham always takes advice whenever the team is in trouble and that. So we'll get back to now our last member, like our Anup sir, who is now in Wellington. Very quickly shifted his base from Baravati Stadium, like Cuttack to Wellington. I guess from a very small chartered flight, he went it. So Anup sir, like a lot has been happened, like a test match drawn after ages. Like I just played a 20 odd test match after in New Zealand. A test match was drawn. Like New Zealand is a happy result oriented destination, but New Zealand also has got a lot of loopholes in West Indies. But as Ayan also said, like New Zealand has got the skill set to perform because silent assassins there, they can win from any position. I think in the first test match that two players, the Matt Henry was injured and also the bowling also little bit got very much hampered with the injuries. Last day it was got a lot of bulk bowling was done by Michael Brasser and other things. They might have got toyed and everything. So what's your take like? Who's winning it? Because no doubt New Zealand is like a lottery series for them. If they win, it's good. If they don't win, then there will be complications for them to qualify for the WTC final. Because other series, I will talk later after Anupsa says. So what's your take, sir?
Yes, see, at the start of the series, we were speculating that New Zealand would have been winning the series 3-0 right hand. So, but West Indies, congratulations to them that West Indies actually got their first point in WTC and they opened their account alongside New Zealand as it was a draw and points got shared between New Zealand and West Indies. So it was a blow for New Zealand because while batting, Tom Lundell got injured, and while bowling, their main bowler Matt Henry for the first few years, and Nathan Smith who recovered from injury, but they both are then not injured. Yes, it was tough bowling with experience less bowling attack when a bowler gets injured in between the match. But still, at per the New Zealand caliber, they had to win the first test match because there were some errors in DRS taken as well. Because they didn't took the DRS at the right time, and when the wickets were actually falling, New Zealand were left with no DRS. So that was one fault which New Zealand had in the first. Saying so, right now, as Ayan mentioned, Glenn Phillips is called for a cover for Tom Blundell. He will definitely play as he is a run fielder. And Michael Ray and Tristan Clark, they both are they are debutants from Canterbury. So they are supposed to play, but there's Jacob Duffy would be the main bowler as he took 8 wickets, including a 5 in the last match, and which was his second match on his home ground, that is New Zealand. And then and Blair Titner, who was a good bowler in ODI and T20 series, he will be making his test appearance as well. So on the whole, on Basin Reserve, where there are windy conditions and fast bowlers are likely to excel, this New Zealand bowler is enough for West Indies, because West Indies batting lineup looks little brittle, as everyone knows in the world that if there is hope, then there is hope. So if Shea Hope performs again, then only, and he also had an eye issue in the last match. So let's see how he copes up with that. No, but don't worry, he will play with goggles on. So is Shea Hope for West Indies all the way, and Roston Chase, the experienced captain. Yes, now he has to step up with the ball and bat as well. Because last match he was total flop with the bat in hand. Bowling, he took few wickets, but he was not up to the mark as well. So, and other than a 37-year-old veteran, we would say, Kemar Roach, he was hurried into the side because West Indies were without the two Josephs, that's our Shamar and Alzari. So he was called back, but what comeback, he had 5 wickets in the second innings and then a valiant 58, his first half century in Test career, to help West Indies draw an epic draw. So West Indies now have learned the art of drawing matches, I can say, because the way they batted against India and the way they batted against New Zealand, West Indies have learned the art of fight backs, we can say that. And New Zealand could not afford to give them a sniff in this match, because I don't think they will win this match, but they can at least give a fight back. As against all our expectations, they gave a fight back in a chase of 531, which was at one point also possible. But then West Indies choose, chalo, draw hi karte hai. So that's the news from West Indies. Yes, their top order needs to uh, to properly get into place, because Ali Kathanes is a good talent. He needs to prove justice to his talent. So does the starters in Tade Narayan Chandrapal and Tej Narayan Chandrapal, and one more is John Campbell. Because after the century versus India, John Campbell really has not came out. It means that it is like the one-off show versus India. John Campbell also has not came out of his boots. So let's see how West Indies do. OJ Shields impressed me in the first match because his bowling was quite on point. He took two crucial wickets in the New Zealand innings. And for New Zealand, yes, as you say, Rachin Ravindra would be the key, because he played in the second inning. It was like an ODI innings, 176 runs in a no, quick time. That helped New Zealand to set up a big total. So Rachin Ravindra, the future superstar, Tom Latham, he has scored century after 3 years for New Zealand. So he is in Sudurnita. For my concern of form is only for Devon Conway. He is the most experienced guy and he needs to be in some form of runs as well. And as far Kane Williamson is concerned, he is playing in the last phase of his career. So let him enjoy his cricket and his experience will to come in handy. And so for Daryl Michelle coming in for Willian would really solidify the New Zealand middle order, because Michelle, as we saw in the ODIs versus England and New Zealand, he is not too much done with he is not too he's too done with the bat as well. So let's see how New Zealand pop ups with the basin reserves over the next 5 days. I expect this match to go whole 5 days as we expect a West Indian fight back too. But let's see. Hoping for a New Zealand win and seeing them going up 1-0 in the series. That's my take.
Yes, it's quite a reality check for New Zealand because if you look at the points table, they have got 33 percentile. I'm not talking about the points, and they are placed at number six position. If they win the next two test matches, they might be at number second or number three position. But New Zealand, as I was saying, like if you look at their next assignments, it's quite tough. If we look at how it is going for everyone, because they are going to play three test matches against England in June, just when IPL will get over 31st May after that, 4th. So three test matches are there, then four test matches in Australia, and then home matches. It's going to be a long way if they don't win these two test matches. It's quite a tough competition, but let's see, like just couple of hours, we can say the New Zealand versus West Indies, and yes, it's going to start at 3:30 a.m. in Indian timing time. It's called Pahat time in Marathi. I'm talking Marathi, but it's like that early day when the game starts here. We love New Zealand cricket a lot. Ken Williamson is there, Dom Latham, Rachin Ravindra. Just one thing, I'm just a little bit worried about New Zealand. If Kemar Roach and Jaden Seals bowl first, and if there are a lot of swinging conditions, you never know. Like there might be a collapse because the conditions are not that much easy for batting. It will get easy on day one last session, I'd say. So it's going to be quite a fascinating game for this test match. So let's see who wins. Cricket should win. That's ultimate. But West Indies can spoil the party and look to build for the next WTC cycle. And yes, I just got an very close update. Like there are chances that WTC, which is expected from the 12 team tournament, like we might see the associate nations no doubt playing with each other and other with big teams as well. Like there might be semi-finals as well. Like a report has emerged. Like there might be top four teams from 2027 to 2031, like 27, 29. Top 14 semi-finals and finals. Like it will be more intriguing process, you never know, to make it more interesting. Because just from nothing is ever reports are coming out. It can be a four-team final, then an exciting game. So let's see how it goes. Right, cricket is important. Test cricket is going to be quite massive. New Zealand versus West Indies. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the second T20 match as well, which is on 11th. Match is tomorrow itself. So we'll be back with the coverage and everything. So thank you, Ayush, Harsha, Pullur, and Anup sir. Anup sir is ready for the match. Stay tuned, sir. The match is going to start very soon. And Ayan Chatterjee as well. So good night, everyone. We are awake for the match. Thank you.